Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Shorty SX, and welcome to Quick Scope Tips, Episode 1 of the Black Ops 3 season. In previous years, I've usually started off these series with a lot of emphasis on your class setup, what guns, what perks, etc. to use, except this year I'm going to do things a little differently. Because with the complete removal of aim assist, and I guess the overall nerf, you could say, snipers have received in Black Ops 3, it's a lot more essential to actually discuss some overall gameplay tips and tactics for how to just generally do better or to even be successful with a sniper. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And the first thing I'd like to start with is your expectations, or all of our expectations when you decide to try and snipe or quickscope in a lobby in Black Ops 3. Because it's a little different, and by a little different I mean a lot more challenging, and there are a lot of things that kind of go along with that. Now in previous Call of Duties I was always, able to pretty much always go into a free-for-all or something with my sniper, and most of the time I'd be able to win it without too much trouble. Or, if there were some really good people in there, maybe using some submachine guns or whatever, then I might even have to try a little harder or potentially swap to another weapon. In Black Ops 3, this is not quite the case, as in not every single lobby is going to really allow you to do well with a sniper. In fact, if you are in a lobby with, a dominant player, and when I say a dominant player, I mean someone like, let's say, someone of your skill level or better who is using, a really good gun. And a really good gun in this game so far is pretty much anything. So basically, if you have a dominant player who's, rushing around the map with his Kuda or whatever, flying from wall to wall, shooting everybody down and trying to get kills as fast as possible, then chances are you're not going to have a very easy time with a sniper rifle, and you're probably not going to win the free-for-all. This applies to me as well. Like, I will try, I might even have, a decent score or a decent KD at the end of the game, but I will probably not get as many kills just because it's more challenging, and if you end up playing aggressively enough to actually, go out and look for those kills, then you're probably going to die a lot. And, you just have to kind of get on board with those expectations and realize that not every single lobby is going to, allow you to do really well. And you need a way of dealing with that for yourself so you don't frustrate and annoy yourself. For me personally, that's meant using more regular guns, especially when I'm trying to level up or unlock something or, just dominate the lobby. And I pick specific times for sniping when I'm well rested and, just out to have fun and more relaxed. And anyway, so as for actual gameplay tips, and by the way, what I'm about to say does not relate to the death you just saw on screen because I should have hit that guy, he was standing still. That's completely on me for failing. But my one personal rule in Black Ops 3 has been to pretty much never allow my enemies to ADS at me. And what I mean by that is, for your enemy to see you and point their gun at you. At that point, I basically count it as a death for me regardless of what happens. I know, it's not going to happen every time. You're going to run into enemies whose aim is, fairly poor. You're going to get lucky a bunch more times. But generally speaking, you're going to lose most face-to-face encounters, so you should just generally try to avoid them as much as you can. In Black Ops 3, your snipers are really slow. They take a while to pull up. The regular guns kill you quite quickly. And if your enemy has space, as in, lateral space, so they can strafe left and right and give you a much harder shot, and they know you're carrying a sniper and shooting at them, so hopefully they are actually strafing and trying to give you a hard shot, you're going to have a really tough time actually hitting them. Especially when you add the fact that, you have no aim assist. Everybody in Black Ops 3 kind of overuses their boosters and or has a, button layout or custom controller to support jumping and aiming at the same time. So pretty much anytime you shoot anybody or fire a bullet in anybody's direction, you kind of hear this sound as they fly off into the air because, they're just trying to avoid you, and that's fine. But when you add all of these things together and the fact that you actually have no aim assist and people are, jumping from wall to wall and, have blast suppressors so you can't even hear those boosts and stuff like that, it can be really tough for you to actually hit an enemy. So the one key gameplay tactic if you guys can actually force yourself to use it is to force your enemies down lanes, and down lanes where they're either running at you or away from you. If you've seen my entire complete how to quickscope tutorial, then you remember the last chapter on advanced aiming was all about the angle at which you're actually shooting your enemy. Like, look at this. I could have taken a shot earlier with a specific enemy, except I waited until she was actually kind of running away from me, so the target in the middle of my screen is not moving as much. Now, that's a great tip. If you can ever actually get your enemy in that lane where they're running away or at you, it's perfect. If you can, on top of that, get them to actually be in stride to the point where they're actually running, it's even better. If you rewatch this gameplay, you'll actually notice me do it a bunch of times, and this is specifically why I picked this gameplay, even though it's from a few weeks ago, and actually people have gotten a lot better in even just a couple of weeks. But the point is, I try to force my enemies to run at me, and I even use my headphones and sound to sometimes kind of just wait for them to start running. I hear the fact that they're actually already running in my direction, and that's when I pick my chance to pop out of the corner and quickly knock them out. If you play that way, and if you're tactical and careful, you will do a lot better. But you can see, like, even in this case, my enemy was running a bit more laterally, side to side. It's hard to hit that shot. And remember, like, your enemies, they do have aim assist. In fact, for regular guns, that lower sensitivity area that you get from aim assist, it helps you a lot, especially when you're flying through the air and trying to, keep your crosshairs on your enemy. So basically they're able to, just jump all over the place and rain an endless supply of bullets on you while you have to, pretty much just sit still and take one very precise shot, and if you miss that, you're dead. So basically the lesson here is to really learn to control your encounters and how you engage your enemy, because it will make all the difference. Now for my next tip, and this is really the oldest tip in the book. In fact, before YouTube was littered with Call of Duty videos, this is how everyone would used to learn how to quickscope. And I still can't overstress this enough, because it is the only way I'm actually able to get any types of accurate quickscopes, especially at moderate range in Black Ops 3. And that tip is to follow your crosshairs in. But let me fully explain this so there's no misunderstanding. What I mean is follow your crosshairs from their most spread out state right now, when you're not ADS'd or aiming down your sights at all, to the point where they're marking the very center of your screen where your bullet will go once you're fully scoped in, once you're fully ADS'd. Follow those crosshairs from the spread out to the center every single time, but not just the crosshairs, the entire animation of the sniper rifle, how it, comes up as you're ADSing it, and everything. During that period, like, time should slow down in your mind. I'm not kidding. Try it, it will work. Try to actually focus as much as you possibly can in that little period, and whatever you do, don't stop aiming. That is the only way you're actually going to get that quick scope or that shot to go on target and be on target and actually hit something. So try to focus as much as you can. The opposite of what I'm saying, and what you shouldn't be doing, is going for what I like to call instinct shots, and I like this name specifically for Black Ops 3 because I find it the most useful here. And what I mean by instinct shots, like, imagine there's an enemy like 90 degrees to your right, and you kind of do this like long sweeping drag scope thing, and kind of just like shoot him on instinct. Like, that's what I mean by instinct shots. But basically, try to avoid those as much as possible. Remember that in previous Call of Duties, even though we haven't actually had hipfire aim assist for a few Call of Duties now, we've always had the zoomed in aim assist, because they always wanted to, give aim assist to guys who are hard scoping, blah blah blah. Anyway, the point is that now, because that's gone, once you're actually zoomed in and kind of just dragging your scope over the enemy, you no longer have that lower aiming sensitivity aim assist period. So basically, your shot is a lot harder to hit. And those instinct shots are only really going to work if your accuracy is already kind of not through the roof, but is already consistent enough to the point where those instinct shots are going to hit. And if not, then really you're kind of wasting your time, because that's not the best way to learn them. As in, the margin for error there is just... Trust me, just try to stay away from those. Follow the crosshairs in, and whatever you do, don't, like, kind of blindly close your eyes. Be like, boom! Oh, I didn't hit him? Oh, what the hell? Like, focus as much as you possibly can. And yeah, I hope these tips helped you guys. I hope you learned something. If you picked up anything, it's play more defensively, control your encounters, follow your crosshairs in, and, have some realistic expectations. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. I'll catch you next time. Shorty SX, out.